Hello, I'm Bill Dalton. I'm the current mayor of the city of Garden Grove. It was a Pitcairn motel. It was 11751 Harbor Boulevard. It was a dangerous place because when you're dealing with drug addicts and the criminals that frequented these areas, certainly you're at danger. The citizens were at danger. A woman couldn't walk down Harbor Boulevard in those days without being propositioned several times before she got to the corner.
Redevelopment changed all that.
You bet. What redevelopment did was do away with the sleazy motels, do away with the sleazy, crime-ridden apartment buildings, and the overcrowded. It did away with all these things, and it turned this into a viable area that brings tax dollars to the people of the city of Garden Grove. This is probably one of the biggest redevelopment successes in the city. Once we found out that we could do something, truly do something, not just try and clean areas up by arrest all the time, but do away with the cause of the problems in the area. We found out how successful we could be, and we moved right down Harbor Boulevard. As the mayor of this city, I'm proud of the hotels, I'm proud of this area, and it's done so much for the community. The big concern we have now is if they do away with redevelopment, that will stop projects throughout the state of California. If you didn't have that tool, you don't have the money to accumulate the properties that are needed to be transformed into something that's viable for a city.
What was it like?
It was, I would say, a hellhole. It was a very run-down motel. It was rented out to people that sometimes, I believe, paid by the hour instead of by the day, and it was a haven for crime. Let me put it this way. This motel catered to the kind of people that were criminal, that were drug abusers. Very seldom did they have tourists that stayed here visiting Garden Grove or Disneyland or anything. It was run down, it was sleazy, and that's the type of people that lived there. As I saw it falling down, it brought back a lot of memories, a lot of incidents, a lot of arrests, a lot of things that are not good for the community. It was a victory for the city, it was a victory for the community, the residents, everyone. We're looking at the Great Wolf Water Park here, which would be just a wonderful addition to the city of Garden Grove. We're in a close proximity to Disneyland. Garden Grove is looking at being the first to have one in this area. The company has 12 throughout the United States, and they're all extremely successful. Without redevelopment, this property might sit this way for a long time. We had kind of a mix, residential, multi-residential units, and there were some smaller businesses that were in various stages of disarray. You couldn't even say they needed refreshment, they needed demolishing. Redevelopment is going to bring in homes that people are going to be proud to own. We're providing residential living for the community, new residential living that replaces dilapidated buildings and businesses that were falling apart, and it puts a new face on this area. Without redevelopment, we would not have been able to assemble this piece. We're creating jobs. There are people that behind us are doing the work that because of redevelopment, we have going on. If it were to stop, it will have a devastating effect on all of us.